असङ्गोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्यशुद्धविमुक्तोऽहम् निराकारोऽहमव्ययः भूमानन्दस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्योऽहम् निरवद्योऽहम् निराकारोऽहमच्युतः परमानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः शुद्धचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् आत्मा रामोऽहमेव च अखण्डानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रत्यक्षचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् शान्तोऽहम् प्रकृतेः परः शाश्वतानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तत्त्वातीतपरात्माहम् मध्यातीतः परशिवः मायातीतपरञ्ज्योतिः अहमेवाहमव्ययः नानारूपव्यतीतोऽहम् चिदाकारोऽहमच्युतः सुखरूपस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः मायातत्कार्यदेहादि मम नास्त्येव सर्वदा स्वप्रकाशैकरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः गुणत्रयव्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यहम् अनन्तानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः अन्तर्ज्योतिस्वरूपोऽहम् कूटस्थः सर्वगोऽस्म्यहम् सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः द्वन्द्वादिसाक्षिरूपोऽहम् अचलोऽहम् सनातनः सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विदित्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यज्योति परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवो.
Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to each one of you. Please come. Let's pray together. Invoke the power of joint prayers to another level and seek the Almighty's grace, blessings. And intricate power. ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryankara vavahai tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vedvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Omnipotent, the Omnipresent, who also has the divine names Mahadeva, Devesha and Devabhrit-Guru. To such a Supreme Lord, together with Shraddha, Bhakti and Prapatti, we offer our humble salutations. To seek His grace, His love, His mercy, His affection, His kindness, His compassion, His benevolence, His forgiveness, His strength, His might. O Lord, together we pray to bless us with the divine qualities such as Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti and Mumukshutvam in much more enhanced quantity. This is only and only to understand Thy true self as a living experience and in our very own hearts. In this life alone, this can happen only by Thy grace. Whatever I need to do is also happening with Your grace. Knowing this very well, I completely surrender unto You and seek Your guidance. And blessings. Our humble salutations to the Guru Parampara once again. Om Tat Sat.
Parama
with the grace of the Divine Almighty and the immense blessings of the Guru Parampara. Today we are on our Divine Discourse number 449, Aparoksha Anubhuthi-37, on the 4th of November 2025. Swasti Shri Vishwavasunama Samvatsara Dakshinayana Sharadrutu Kartika Masa Shukla Paksha Bhaumavasare Trayodashatito Revati Nakshatra Vajranama Yoge Vanijakarane. On this auspicious day of Tuesday and the auspicious time of the evening, together we reaffirm our oath, our pledge, our commitment to the very foundational understanding Naham Karta Hari Karta Hari Prernaya Hari Prityartham. He alone is appearing as many. He alone is appearing as the world, the living and the non-living. With his Shakti Maya and Prakriti and Ishvara, everything in this world is functioning. By the veil of Maya, he having appeared in various forms, is veiled and completely engrossed in ignorance. Now here and there, this one and only power gives the supreme knowledge to those rare individuals, human beings, where it lifts the veil of this ignorance and merges those jiva primarily into jivatma and eventually into the state of Paramatma. Having understood this foundational truth, we beseech in the Lord to be established in it forever and ever. Our salutations to the Guru Parampara once again. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you once again. We start with the first shloka. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham. Invoking the blessings of Sri Hari, we continue our discourse. So here we just crossed the landmark of 100 last time. So we'll see now what Bhagavan Shankaracharya has to say. We have another 44 verses to go in this particular text, Aparoksha Anubhuti. So now, in verse number 100, Tripanchangan yatho vakshe purvoktasya hi labdhaye taischa sarvai sada karyam nididhyasanamevatu. He says, for the attainment of the said liberation which you all are aspiring for, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, now I am going to give you 15 techniques. What do you do with these techniques? You know, understand and keep it with you? No. He says, you have to practice it by way of meditation. When? At all times. Tripanchangani vakshe, meaning these 15 levers, they are like levers I am giving you. What you have to do is pull them throughout the day. Keep operating them. And so that purvoktasya eva siddhaye, what you have understood becomes your unshakable way of being. Being what? That supreme reality. How? Through, he clearly says, nididhyasana mevatu. It happens only by nididhyasana. Now, I did not go into the details of this Tripanchangani Vakshe. Tri Pancha. So I am talking about 15, okay? Now what Bhagavan Shankaracharya has done is, you have the eightfold steps on the path of Raja Yoga, which is the Patanjali Yoga. Eightfold. Now here he has made it 15. He has added some. Very beautifully crafted again. Now those 15, what he has done is, he has made a cluster of 5 each. Now what are those clusters and all that? First we'll understand what are those 15, and then I'll explain to you what is that cluster and how scientifically he has designed these 15 so that we are able to reach the ultimate step. Okay, so now we go to verse 101. 101, 102 and 103. You get to know what these 15 steps are, and he gives an introduction in 101, a kind of a forewarning, and 102 and 103 will tell you about those 15 steps, and then I'll explain to you what are these clusters of 5 and what is the approach Bhagavan Shankaracharya is making over here. Now this is extremely important. Reason being, whatever knowledge you have, there are so many people who have this knowledge, but I have gone into a lot of details. I could see when I was studying, many have by-hearted the shlokas, many are able to extempore, tell them what the subject is, but when it comes to reality, lack of practice they feel. So here I could figure out that the key to this success here is practice, practice, practice. So we will understand those 3, in what manner these 3 clusters are there, and we'll have to go one by one, trying to go to the next step by mastering the earlier one, 5 each, and then go to the second cluster, master those 5 each, and then go to the third cluster. It need not be exactly the way I said. You have to go one after the other. It could be where you start with the first 5, the second 5, and also some of the third, but more impetus has to be given to the first 5. Till you gain mastery on the first 5, more of concentration has to be on the first 5. Like for example, let's say somebody has a very humble budget to run their family. Now, what are the initial aspects which they look in running their family? They'll look at roti, kapda and makan, isn't it? First is what you want is food, you want clothes, and you want a shelter. And then after having got these 3, then you will start, slowly you will start increasing your lifestyle. But you will not go to the, okay, let's go on an excursion. No, nobody will do that. When you don't have anything to eat, why will somebody go on an excursion? So this way, one needs to prioritize. Don't bring the 10th one first. Try to master the 10th one first, or the 12th one first, or the 7th one first. Master the first one first, then the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, cluster. So that we will understand. Whatever we need to, I need to do some research on this and present to you in the right manner. I'll be doing, because I know the key to self-realization is hidden here in our practice. And unless and until we know how to practice, what did Bhagavan Shankaracharya say? And what is that I have understood now? How to do it? That is the key over here. So by His grace, His blessings, we again and again pray that we get the right thoughts while we are practicing also, and slowly get established in it. You will start feeling it. Whatever I am saying, you will start experiencing it. Then you realize that you are come to the last stage. If you are understanding it, then you are still in manana. But if you are experiencing it, then you have come to the third stage, which is the nididhyasana. Okay, so now let's look at 101. And okay, along with this, I would like to motivate you all to give you the importance of these practices. So I'll tell you two beautiful mythological stories, and then a brain hack. A want is there to achieve something, an intention, and at the same time, now after having got an intention, where most of us fail in discipline, in that consistency. So for that consistency, you need a discipline. And how our brain functions, how our brain is designed to see that many of us fail in discipline, how to hack that part of the brain and overcome that. So that will not only be for your self-realization exercise, but it will be for anything you want to achieve in life. We all have great intentions, but we lack in terms of discipline in taking those intentions to its goal. So this is in fact a general knowledge, but we are using it more for our spiritual studies. So this is how we'll cover. We'll try to finish by 7:05 or so, and try to get on to our meditation as much as we can. Okay, so let's see how much we are able to do. Come. We are talking of verse 101. नित्याभ्यास धृतेस् प्राप्तिः न भवेत् सच्चिदात्मनः तस्मात् ब्रह्म निदिध्यासेत् जिज्ञासु श्रेयसे चिरम्. Here he very clearly says, without constant practice, the realization of the self, what is that? Which is that pure existence, consciousness, bliss, it cannot be attained. Therefore, for the ultimate good of this so-called jiva, that individual soul, who is that jiva? I, me, you, whoever is here and listening to all this, we are all jivas. One must meditate on Brahman, that supreme reality. Who is that Satchidananda? Steadily. And Chiram. Chiram means long time or always. This is the exact translation of this verse. So meaning he is saying, if you want to understand that Satchidananda, You have no other choice than constantly practicing this. So here it is like, you can compare this verse like it's a loving wake-up call from a mother to a child. Now say a child wants to become a great musician. Mother is also a musician. Parents are musicians. So naturally the child has inherited those genes and it wants to become a great musician, but does not practice daily. What will be the fate of that child? So that mother, she gives a loving call. She goes and tries to pamper the child and wake up the child and say, Baba, you have to practice. Without practice, you will not be able to sing. You might have got a good voice because your parents have got. Your genes are, you're carrying our genes. But without practice, you cannot modulate that voice and get to your best. So in the same way, this self or this Atman is not something new to us where we have to get something. No, it is already there. As in the invocation I told, it is He alone is appearing as this world and as the living and the non-living beings. So that absolute Satchidananda, that existence, consciousness, it is there, we are already there. But our minds are clouded by that Maya, which is that illusion. So that needs to be unveiled. Or if there is like on a mirror, if there is some dust covered, so you need it to be polished, cleaned. How do we do that? Nitya Bhyase. That is what this shloka is talking. Without which that prapti, what you are talking about, that attainment, simply will not happen. It's not any kind of a punishment we are talking over here. It is a natural law. Just like water will not boil unless and until you give steady heat. If you give some heat and then you stop, it will get cold again. Then again you heat it up, it will get cold again. So this knowledge, if it has to be up and burning in you, you have to be constantly associated with this practice. And now those 15 techniques, you will have to keep. First, to gain mastery, reach there and then keep practicing. Just like you need a flame below that water to keep it warm always, in the same way, to keep this aspect of self-realization, you need to do your sadhana from time to time. So there are no shortcuts here. Many seekers I have seen, who are advanced seekers, who have been studying 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they have great intellectual understanding, that knowledge, because they have read so many Upanishads, Prasthanatraya, but without abhyasa. They have not used that knowledge. Just like say you know how to make a laddu and you're too good at it. You know because you have studied so much about it, but you have never entered the kitchen. How will you make it? So in the same way, this Satchidananda, what we are talking about, that existence, it is there in us. We just need to, with practice, remove the veil. That removing of that veil is what is our practice. And remember, it's not an object to grab. How do I remove? Oh, there is some kind of a, let's say some impurity in my body. I need to remove that? No. Here he gives a clue. He says that it is not an object to grab, but it is the subject himself. You who are witnessing it. You yourself is your true self, not the one which you are looking at, your body, your mind, your senses, your personality. That is an object. But the one who is looking at it, what more simple manner you want to understand this? You are the seer yourself. But this jiva, we have got that individual self-ego, we are trapped in samsara, and then we are in this cycle of birth and death. One fine day you die, and then again with the vasanas you get another body. We don't know what kind of a body it is. So we are all with that veiling power of Maya, mistaking this body, this mind, the senses, all these actions which are happening. It says tasmad. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, therefore shift your focus, oh my dear child, oh my dear advanced sadhak, let us all shift our focus. Meditate on that Parabrahman. Chiram, long time, always. Why? For Shreyas, our true welfare. That's what the shloka says. Shreyase chiram, for your welfare while living and even after you are no more there. It will be that kind of a Shreyase chiram. In very simple words, he tells this. Now, this is what he said. Now, what we are able to bring from various commentaries is, it's not only said here, it is said everywhere. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigram chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. O son of Kunti. Now Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, oh my God, what do I tell you, Krishna? This mind is restless. It is extremely hard to control. Now, Bhagavan Krishna tells him, undoubtedly, what you are saying is absolutely right. Oh mighty armed one. Mind is restless. I know it is hard to control, but it can be controlled. How? Abhyasena tu kaunteya. Abhyasena, one is by constant practice, and vairagyena cha grihyate. Vairagya, detachment. Detachment from what? You have carrying so many baggage with you. There are so many weights on your leg. How will you be able to fly? Remove those from your leg. And then you see yourself, you will start floating in the air. For that you need abhyasa and vairagya. So the Lord himself says, it's like abhyasa is an antidote to a wandering mind. Like taming a wild elephant with patient training, not force. You cannot use force on an elephant. So this mind is like that. You have to tame it. It goes somewhere while you are meditating. Slowly bring it back. You unnecessarily, it is coming into your mind. Say, Baba, please don't come. I don't want you. When I want you, I'll call for you patiently. Don't get fearful with that. Because one blow with the trunk, you're gone. It's like that. And then again Mundakopanishad says, urging this persistence what we have. Tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti. Meaning he says, inquire into that Brahman through that tapas, that austerity and practice. For tapas itself is Brahman. So when we are doing this act, now we are all listening, this itself is Brahman. Look at who is the listener and what is being listened to. You are able to listen because there is awareness. Simple facts. Because there is awareness, I am able to listen. Because there is awareness, I am able to taste. Because there is awareness, I am able to see. Because there is awareness, I am able to feel. I am able to smell. I am able to walk. I am able to talk. I am able to receive. I am able to procreate. I am able to excreate also. All this is because of that awareness and awareness alone. So see that Parabrahman in each and every activity. So here that tapas means that implied abhyasa what we need. Burning away that ignorance. So like fire, if it has to refine gold, you go to a goldsmith and nowadays they are quite transparent. They have this exchange program. So in front of you, they melt the gold and they say, okay, look, you had given us 100 grams and now it is whatever, 80 grams. From 18 karat, it became 24 karat. And you can see how that fire in that extreme high temperature, completely the impurities go away and you have that gold. So now this ignorance also, it is like that impurities in that gold. Now you keep it on fire of what? Knowledge which is under practice. And you will see that fine gold coming. It's not that you're doing something new over here. It is already there, but it is covered with the dirt. Mirror is good, but it is all covered with mist and dust and grease and filth. Just clean it. Now the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also says a direct call to meditation. Atma vare drishtavyah shrotravyah mantavyah nididhyasitavyah. Now who is telling this? That sage Yajnavalkya is telling to his dear wife Maitreyi, who says, I want to understand Parabrahman. There he tells her, oh my dear Maitreyi, you want to understand Atma? You have made a very good choice. You are not asking that property from me. You are saying, I want this immortality, which you are leaving everything and going for immortality. And when she asks, will I get immortality by being in this ashram and taking 50% portion of the assets over here to my account? Will I gain that immortality? Yajnavalkya says, unfortunately not. That's the reason I'm going. Then he says, I also don't want. You tell me, how can I gain self-realization? Atma vari drishtavyah shrotravyah mantavyah nididhyasitavyah. The self, my dear, should be seen, heard, reflected upon, and again meditated upon. That is the nididhyasana, sustained contemplation. Nididhyasana is constant, sustained, and perennial contemplation. Now that is the key to building on Shravana, which is hearing, and then you have Manana, which is reflection. So this way. Then again, Chandogya Upanishad says this again. See, there it was husband and wife previously, Brihadaranyaka. In Chandogya Upanishad, you have father and son relationship. Earlier it was Sri Krishna and Arjuna, friends, brother-in-law and they are relatives now. Now, from the husband and wife, now we come to father and son. Shvetaketu, where Uddalaka is teaching Shvetaketu, his son. He says, you want to understand what is this self-realization? He says, dissolve salt in water, and though it is unseen, it is everywhere in this water. Just like that. How do you understand this? I can't see salt in water, but it is there. For that, what do I need to do? Taste it. So for that, you need to do Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. You have to dive deep into that. One must experiment this on a daily basis. So these are the kind of the warnings which we are getting from several Upanishads. And they again and again, they only talk about this culminates in Nididhyasana. Knowing will not work. Now let's say I know how to trade on a stock market. I'm giving an example. Okay, good. You know how to trade. I know all the nuances, the nitty-gritties, and the various aspects which move the market up or down, whatever it is. I know all that. Then why is it that you are suffering? You say you are begging with everybody, can you give me 2,000 rupees loan? Can you give me 5,000 rupees loan? Why is it that you are asking everybody like this? Because he is not operating. He has knowledge, but he is not practicing that knowledge. If he really had that knowledge, then he need not ask anybody money. He would be on the other side giving money to everybody. So now in the same way, we may know, but if we are still suffering, I'm coming to the crux. We know this, we know that we know, but if we are suffering, which means you do not know. Which means what? Do not know meaning? You know, but it has not gone into you. Because the moment it goes into you, nothing should shake you. Nothing should shake you. That is the sign of your being established in this knowledge. Because you become a pure witness to everything. So in this way, just like that person who knows how to trade in a stock market, he's a expert, but he's not doing anything. He's suffering over here in this world. So in the same way, why do we have to suffer? When we have something in our hand which can completely eliminate all our suffering. Suffering will be there. To whom? To the body. To that so-called jiva. But you have detached yourself from the jiva. Just like somebody else is looking at that jiva, you too are looking at this jiva. So keep this in mind. And now all these whatever we mentioned over here it is only to make us understand that this is, yes, we have this knowledge, but now I have food in front of me, I am hungry, but unless and until I eat that food and it goes inside, my hunger will not be satiated. Imagine a potter who is shaping clay on a wheel. Now the clay is already there, it's all perfectly made to malleable in condition, but without the potter's steady hands turning the wheel day after day, again and again, those beautiful pots will not come out. If he says one spin and he stops, the whole thing what he has made will collapse. So if you say that I want to study this, and then somewhere you get a chance, you say no, I have to do that also. And then you go away. It's like the potter's wheel which slowly comes to a standstill because you have gone somewhere and there you are not able to do your sadhana. I understand we all are grahasthas, we have our commitments, but at the same time know that now you are spinning the wheel and you are putting the clay on the wheel. A beautiful pot is emerging, and at that point if you drift away, somebody calls you for a chat and you go there, and then the wheel stops and then the whole whatever pot you have made, it falls down. So your mind is like that wheel and that Atma is like the clay. It is ever present on the wheel. And that abhyasa what you are doing is the potter's persistent effort. So that without which what happens? The egos, those distortions, they be there. And then eventually the realization slips away. Whatever you had gained, you have bought a beautiful shape you had bought. You stop, goes down. Now in my own case, today is my younger brother's 60th, Shashti Purti, what we call, I said, what to do now? Last month I had gone for my mother's yearly Paksha, that is Shraddh. Now again this meaning, you slip away. No. I said, let anybody think whatever they want to. See, you have to know what is your priority in life. Because once you go there, 3-4 days are gone. You won't be able to do anything with respect to your sadhana. Neither your japa, nor your dhyana, nor your swadhyaya. So that way, I'm saying, why I told you this is, now this is, I would say that this is one of the rare situations where I'm not there. And again, being the eldest in the family. But I had to cut a sorry figure. Somewhere I have to start. I can't be available for every function happening in the family. It's a celebration. Oh, everybody is coming. It's a joyful time, but that is what is Vairagya. Vairagya is knowing in what you should pick up in life. Not what you should give away. What you should pick up and what you should stick to, that is Vairagya. But we have unfortunately we have misunderstood, thinking that giving away is Vairagya. No. So now a farmer, now he can't just sow seeds and walk away. Oh, I have done my job. I have sown the seeds and I have done my job. Okay, I'll come after 3 months. to reap the harvest, it will not do. He has to water it daily. He has to keep removing the weeds steadily for months till the time the harvest is there. So all this is for the simple reason that one has to abide. Is you just imagine the potter wheel, the clay over there. Unless and until you complete the pot and bake it, your job is not done. In between, if you keep going away, it will collapse. So these things are what we need to have in mind. Now again and again, yato yato nischarati manaschanchalam asthiram. So whenever the mind is going, bring it back. This is all practice what I'm saying. And then the long term chiram, what we have, commitment. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo. This self is not attained by mere discourse, but by sustained effort. Like as Valmiki repeated the mantra, Mara, 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 he didn't know to say Rama also. So then when he was taught to say Mara, Mara in regional language means tree. He knows how to say tree, but he doesn't know how to say Rama. So Mara, 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 Mara became Rama. Endlessly he started chanting, and it transformed him from a dacoit, a bandit, to a sage. What will happen here? Your vasanas will dissolve. So continuous chanting of your mantra. And then how do I bring mindfulness in karma? Integrate, as it is told in Gita. Yajnartat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Meaning, every work you do as a sacrifice, a yajna. Now we are listening over here. This is a yajna. You made all arrangements to see that you are on time. You have given up so many things. I truly salute those who, at the cost of everything, they make it a point that I have to be here on time. That is true dedication. And I can challenge that nothing can stop them from achieving this. Because that is what is required. The moment you give this an option, you give this such second priority treatment, then you will also have the same result. So what I want to convey over here is, make this as a priority. Don't put it on the second list. So that Brahman, you can just keep saying Soham, Soham, meaning I am He. Who is I? That Aham Bhava in me, that is that Paramatma again. And again, why do we need this satsang? It is for that reinforcement. Now this Mundaka Upanishad says, Pariksha lokan karma chitan brahmanaha. Meaning, having examined the worldly experiences, then eventually you know that this is all dry. Then you seek a guru and shastra and share all your experiences to sustain that abhyasa. This is what we need to learn over here. So I have given enough of preparation. Now I think we go to the story. Okay. Now these stories are about, we have taken it from Ramayana, which is about the sage Vishwamitra. Okay. Now his earlier name was Kaushika. And who is this Vishwamitra? He is a mighty king. Once he was on a battle to a neighboring land, and on the way he knew that sage Vashishta's ashram is there. Sage Vashishta is a Brahma Rishi. He says, why not I go to him and offer my prayers, seek his blessings and continue our journey. Now he tells the army, it was in lakhs, not a few hundreds or thousands. He tells all of you camp over here. He quickly took his chariot. He went to the ashram, parked it outside the ashram. A beautiful noon, cool breeze and air filled with fragrance. Humming sound of the birds. And he enters the ashram. There it is, all echoing with mantras. He prostrates to Brahmarishi Vashishta and he says, I've come to seek your blessings. There was a war which I had to complete and we were successful and all that he says. And then while he was going, he was about to leave. And Vashishta tells him, O king, we are blessed to have you as our king, and I am fortunate to have you seen you over here. Why don't you have your meal and go? Vishwamitra, although he had come with a small chunk of his army, because he being a king, he cannot go alone. He still had about 150-200 people around him. He asks him, he tells, Muni, I have about 150-200 people with me and I can't keep them waiting out. They're all like dignitaries. He says, no, don't worry. We will provide food for everybody. Now that is an ashram, and he says, I have to also get back to my journey. He said, just give me about half an hour's time, everything will be taken care. Now Vishwamitra was astonished. And then he says, don't worry. Now not only this 150 people, I know you have come with a large army. We will provide food to the entire army. Now Vishwamitra, Kaushika, he is not a Vishwamitra anymore here. Kaushika, he realized that there is something over here. A clever king. He says, okay, I am really honored to be your guest. And he says, we'll wait. Now within half an hour, he saw that all these 10,000s of people, his soldiers, the king, the ministers, everybody were served with food. What kind of food? Delicious food, sumptuous food. And it was to such an extent that the king himself said, we don't get this kind of food in the palace. Then he was sapped to understand what had happened here. He asks the sage, how did this happen? Then being, he is a king, so he takes, Vashishta takes him to the Goshala and he says, here is my cow, Kamadhenu. And whatever I want, this Kamadhenu gives me. He says, then this Kamadhenu is of such a great talent and potential, it has to be with the king. What is it doing in the ashram over here? So he says, since you are in my kingdom, I think I being the king, I need to keep it. And that's the right place to be in the palace, safeguarded from all sides. Now, Vashishta says, no king, I can't do that. And there was a rift between them, a strong fight. Now that fight resulted into a war. Now, where is this Brahmarishi Vashishta with about 150 people in his ashram who are all chanting and reciting Veda mantras, who do not know anything about warfare? They will not be able to fight. No. On the other side, Kaushika has got huge army. But you know what happened? With the Kamadhenu, it not only has the power to cook food for you, it generated an army, and the entire Vishwamitra's army was baffled. It didn't kill everybody, but Vishwamitra came to know, the Kaushika came to know that I'm going to lose, and he withdrew. Seeing the power of, now all the more he got enthused and he said, what is this? A sage with such spiritual power is stronger than the king with a large army. He understood that. Now this inspired the king. He renounced his kingdom. He says, what do I do with this kingdom? In front of a sage, I am like a trinamatra, meaning a blade of grass. He renounced his kingdom. That is Vairagya. He knows what to pick up. Vairagya dawned in him. He renouncing the kingdom is not Vairagya. He says, I want to become a Brahma Rishi, just like Brahma Rishi Vashishta. So here the fire was lit. So with Vairagya we have to light the fire in us. We know everything need not happen to us. Now when Gautam Buddha, he was a jolly well going prince. But when he saw a sick man, an old man, a dead body, a diseased body, that transformed him. How? He says, this can happen to my father, it can happen to my mother, it can happen to my wife, my children, or to me. And then he said, if this is the end of life, if this is how it's going to end, then maybe I'm healthy, I'm all good now, but this will also hit me. And that's when he exercised his Vairagya. He said, I don't want this kingdom. And what do I want? I want to become that immortal soul. What we all as sadhaks are now aspiring, we have not given up anything. Everything is there with us only now. What have we given up? Have we gone somewhere? No. We know what to pick up. So this fire was lit. Now Vishwamitra left everything behind and he began a serious penance. Now why I am telling you this is, we have challenges. Indra sent Menaka, a celestial apsara, to break his tapas. And he got distracted and he lived with her for some years, forgetting his goal. Now inspiration alone is not enough. Discipline, without discipline, distraction will win. So he realized his mistake. Again he resumed his penance. It's trying to show that even sages of that stature can fail. So if we fail, don't get disheartened. Bring back your energy. Relight the fire. Kindle the fire. And then he started his penance. Indra did not stop there. He again sent Ramba, another apsara. Now Vishwamitra, who was more disciplined, he controlled his emotions, he continued his penance. And eventually, after thousands and thousands of years of meditation, King Kaushika finally conquered all his desires, his negative thoughts, and Brahma had no choice but to give him the title of Brahma Rishi, equal to that of sage Vashishta. So now what do you see here? Inspiration, that is by seeing Vashishta's power, it lit the fire of Vishwamitra. And then discipline, years of tapas, it kept it burning until he achieved his goal. So this story not only teaches us motivation, because motivation can come at any time, but it is sheer discipline that leads us to success. This is what we need to understand. Now there's one more beautiful story from Bhagavatam. Now inspiration again lighting that fire. Dhruva was a young prince, the son of King Uttanapada. Uttanapada had two wives. One was Suniti and the other wife was Suruchi. Suruchi was more beautiful than Suniti and naturally the king was more attracted to Suruchi. One day Dhruva was sitting on the lap of the king. Then suddenly Suruchi comes and drags him down. And he says, "You're not worthy to sit on your father's lap because you're not born from me. Only my son has the right to sit on his father's lap and also rule the kingdom." Now this 5-year-old Dhruva, it hurt him so bad. Crying, he went to his mother Suniti and told him, all this happened. Now Suniti, she had no voice. She only tells Dhruva, see, if you want something beyond this world, I cannot give you anything. Nor your father also can give you birth through Suniti now. It's all done. Anything beyond the world, go to the forest and worship Lord Narayana. This advice of the mother, he knows mother is, there's nobody else more caring or more loving or more concerned than a mother. That's it. It hit his head straight. So it's advice coming from the fire of, it brought in that fire of determination in Dhruva. He decided, I will seek Lord Narayana and obtain a kingdom greater than my father. So many times, we all see rejections in life are never to be taken as rejection, and never you should get drowned by it. That's where you're getting a new life. Watch out at that point. Don't allow your brain to shrink. Rather, that is the time where you have to be more alert, and rejections in life are our greatest motivators. So now, keeping that fire burning in him, he left the palace, he went into the deep forest. There he met sage Narada, who initially tested him and then said, you are just a child, go back home, these spiritual goals are difficult. But Dhruva says nothing doing. His determination impressed Narada, and he gave him a powerful mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He started meditating. Intensified his tapas. First month only fruits. Second month he survived on the leaves and meditated. Third month he drank only water. And the fourth month he stopped drinking water, he stopped eating fruits and the leaves. His focus was only Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. His power of meditation, this 5.5-year-old boy now, his power of meditation was shaking the heavens. Everybody, Indra and his entire team go to Lord Narayana and say, oh Narayana, our heaven is shaking over here. Why? There is one Dhruva meditating on this earth. Go and fulfill his wish. Lord Narayana comes and fulfills his wish. So now what inspiration is his mother's insult. So when anything goes wrong like this, take inspiration. And that is what it lit the fire in Dhruva. Then that discipline, his intense meditation kept it burning until he achieved success. So if Dhruva had relied only on that initial motivation but lacked dedication and discipline, he too would have failed. So what we need to understand here is, gain that rejection in life from whoever it is. They are all our motivators. Be grateful to them. And without getting disturbed, charge yourself. Take the right support of the Ishvara, Shastra and Guru, and motivating yourself, go and achieve that which everybody cannot do that. So in this way, now we have to light that lamp within and move forward in life. So we are at a very important junction now. So make up your mind and move forward. Okay. Now what we'll do is, I'll tell you that hack, what I was talking about, discipline. We have another 5 minutes. Let's do that. Okay. Now, what is this? So there are 3 truths, what we can call as, we struggle with the discipline because the brain doesn't want you to be disciplined. Now see, this is the trouble what we have. So 1, what it's doing is, the job of the brain, the way it is designed, created is, it is designed to protect you at all time. To protect you at all time meaning, don't do anything, don't go. Why are you going out? It may rain, or the sun is now bright, it will be more bright, it will be more hot, we don't know what will happen to you. So we have seen some mothers who are extremely careful about their children. So this brain is designed that it keeps you on these lines. So it always, like say if you have decided, I want to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I have made up my mind now. I was earlier getting up at 7, now I'm going to get up at 5, and you have made your timetable. Okay. First trick what it does is, it puts you into comfort. You have gone to bed saying, I am going to be an early riser. And you know the definition of what an early riser can achieve in life. So thinking about it, you went to sleep. But when you cannot get up at 5, so you put an alarm. The alarm rings at 5. Now suddenly, the brain gives you that feeling. Suddenly your bed becomes warm and your brain starts negotiating with you. Maybe not today, because I was not able to sleep well for whatever reason. Let me try tomorrow. And I've hardly slept for 6 hours. Rest is very important. And I've got important meetings today. So let me start tomorrow. Now in this way, that few minutes, it will not be even 5 minutes, few minutes, and what will happen is it will put you back to sleep. So here what you have to do is, all this has happened because your limbic system, that took control. That's job is to rest. Emotional brain. Now it prioritizes comfort over progress. Just like a mother, it wants the comfort of the child. But what does the father say? Father says, I want progress. He will not look at the comfort. So this is how it is designed. Just like a family in father and mother. So it sees effort as a threat. A mother sees effort as a threat. But father wants effort, because without effort there is no achievement. So while you're trying to wake up and work out, so it says it's all pain. And this is not a problem for you or me independently. It is the neuroscientific problem. We are designed that way, where we want to avoid discomfort at any cost. So now, how do you override it? The first stumbling block what you have. Now, although our feelings are real, our emotions are real, our achievements are all in our mind, you have to train your brain to act from logic and not from emotion. Emotion is in the limbic system, logic is in the prefrontal cortex. So what you have to do, you don't have to fight your emotions. You just have to, that first 5 or 10 seconds, they decide everything. The moment you get up, that 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That principle. And within that time, you just jump out of the bed. If you are able to make in that 5 seconds, you have won over. You don't have to push that limbic system down. Shift to the prefrontal cortex. Now the second truth. Another important aspect is your environment is controlling your discipline. We think, oh, now I'm going to do so many things. How do you understand this? Let's say you're getting ready now to go to for a workout. It could be a run, it could be a gym, it could be to swim or to do yoga, whatever it is. Now what happens is, as you're moving out, you suddenly get a notification. And you say, oh, I think I'm on time. I still have a few minutes, 2-3 minutes. So let me just check this one notification. What will happen? And immediately you see that notification. And then you say, let me go for a quick scroll. And then you start scrolling. And you will not know how that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes passed. Now, when you have scrolled for that 20 minutes, enough of your dopamine which was there, kept for you, that is the environmental thing. Now all that is lost. That momentum is lost. That motivation is lost, because the environment took you to something else. So now the world is designed, if you see, especially now, it is designed to keep you distracted, to keep you addicted, to keep you highly undisciplined. So these are known as the social media hijacks. They hijack your dopamine. And in fact, junk food is one among them. So all these new recipes and new biscuits and new eatables, they come in the market. So now here what you have to see is, you should not allow these environmental aspects to control you. Like for example, if there are eatables in your home, then like you have chakli and you have so many other nippattu and laddu and all this in your home, you will naturally open the dabba whenever you feel hungry, you will start eating them. So better keep away from all this. Whoever gives you, just give it off. You go and keep it at home, there's an environmental hazard. This is an environmental hazard. So keep away from this environmental hazard. So this is the second one. Now the third one. Your brain follows your identity and not your motivation. Understand this. What is your identity? Now, I don't remember. I don't know. I forget nowadays. I can't remember names. I can't remember faces. That is your identity. Now you got motivated. You said, now I must increase my memory. But it will not happen. So what happens is you push yourself for a few days. You wake up early. You go to the gym. You eat clean. And one day what happens? You skip a workout. And the next day you're back into your old habits. Because for some time these vasanas, what we call, you're able to muster over the vasanas, but the vasanas now, they understand that we need to bring in more effort, and they come with a bang to such an extent that whatever willpower you're trying to exercise, it will overpower the willpower. So your brain always wants to return who you were, not who you believe to be. So there what you should do to hack it is, if you think that I'm forgetting, tell your mind that my memory is great. If you're planning to become healthy, say I'm already a very healthy person. So act like the person you want to be until you become them. You become the kind of person who doesn't negotiate with themselves. Instead of saying I want to wake up early, say I'm an early riser. Instead of saying I want to be fit, say I'm a healthy person. So this way, I don't have concentration. Suddenly my thoughts keep going away. Never say this. Say that I can focus to a great extent. And this is the way you have to act like a person where you already are rather than becoming it. So this is one. Now we know what gives us motivation and how to achieve it with the discipline. So ignite your rejections, use discipline, and make your own goals and pursue it to the fullest. Okay. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We crossed by 5 minutes. Come, it's still good enough. We do the Vishnu Sahasranama. We have 3, 4, 91, 92, 93 of Shloka 52. Gabastinemi sattvastaha simho bhuta maheshwaraha adidevo mahadevo devesho deva brudguruhu. 491 Mahadevaha, the great deity. He is the source of all consciousness, and from him have risen all further deities and beings. Therefore, it is right to consider him as the Supreme Lord, Mahadevaha. Now don't get confused. Mahadevaha, Narayana, all are one. 492, Deveshaha, the Lord of all Devas. He is the very consciousness. In the gods themselves. Therefore, in his unquestionable prominence, he is addressed here as God of all gods, Deve Shaha. And 493, Deva Brid Guruhu, one who is the king of gods. Indra, for example, Deva Brit, and one who is a teacher, Guru. In short, he is the protector and advisor of the very Indra, who is the king of gods. That's why he is known as Deva Brid Guruhu. Any small thing happens to Indra, he flocks to Vishnu. Oh Vishnu, protect me, I want to get over this problem. So that way. So to such a Mahadevaha, Deveshaha and Devabrit Guruhu, we offer our humble most obeisance filled gratitude and seek their grace, mercy and blessings. Now we come to Dhanvantari mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Okay. Now, please relax yourself. Take a few deep breaths. Anulom Vilom. Brahmari Pranayam. Let's prepare our mind. Now understand, from Jiva Bhava, we are moving to Jivatma Bhava, that is Sakshi Bhava. And from the Jivatma Sakshi Bhava, we are moving to the Paramatma Bhava or the Chaitanya Shakti. This is our journey. So, in the form of question and answer, now the sadhak is advised, so that when he is meditating, how we should meditate. That is the process which is explained over here. Okay. Let's do the Brahmari Pranayam 3 times. Do the Anulom Vilom 3 times. Preparation is extremely important for such deep meditations. Now, in a prepared and calm state of mind, we move on to the Nididhyasana, Aparoksha Anubhuti Sadhana Dhyana. Now from Aham Bhava to Sakshi Bhava, that's the first stage. Here the disciple is asking the Guru, you are asking me to go to this Sakshi Bhava, which is the witness. What is this Sakshi Bhava? The witness. So the Guru answers, the witness is that which sees all things come and go. It itself does not come and go, but it is the changeless background in which all experiences arise and eventually set. Now, how do I relate to? All experiences of the body, like pain in the body, pleasure in the body, all experiences in the prana, hunger, thirst, being satiated, feeling sick, feeling healthy, all experiences in the mind, being joyful, sorrowful, tensed, relaxed, all experiences in the intellect. The feeling of I got it, the feeling that I do not understand. Now these are all happening in this body-mind conglomerate. So you are the witness to all this. If you make an effort in being a witness and observing all this continuously on a daily basis, you can see that you are in the state of witness, and that itself is a big move for a sadhak. Now we are one with all the actions. So start observing what your mind is doing. Start observing what your body is doing. Start observing what your prana is doing, what your intellect is doing. So the witness is not a person. It is the light in which everything is seen. It is that Chetana Shakti, that reflected consciousness, in which everything is experienced under the name as a jiva. Now if you observe there is a thought in your mind, you are the observer of the thought. You are the witness of the thought. If your AC is cool enough, you are observing that chill on your body. You are not getting cold over there. So, is the witness the same as the self? Now the student asks. Guru says the witness is a reflection of the self in the mind. No doubt, it is a step towards realization, but not the ultimate step. So coming into this state of witness and witnessing all the actions in this body and mind is you become the witness. And the self is beyond the witness. That self means that pure awareness, that Chaitanya Shakti is beyond the witness. Now the Guru wants him. So the self is pure awareness beyond subject and object. And also that Triputi experience. He gives a clue over here. Now if you want to move from the witness to the ultimate, which is that Chaitanya Shakti or that pure awareness, just like you are the seer and there is a scene and there is a experience of seeing, all this has to dissolve, oh my child, the Guru tells the student. Now can the witness observe itself? His next question. The witness can only observe what is other than itself. The Guru clarifies. Example, eyes. Eyes cannot see the eyes. It can only see a reflection, but it can see everything else other than itself. So to know the witness as yourself is the end of the illusion. First stage, maximum illusion, what is there? Now that you have ended over here. Then how do I become a witness? Now the student is eager to understand. I want to become the witness. I want to become the witness. This is great. Teacher says with a pause, you don't have to become the witness. Huh? The jaw drops. The student's jaw drops. He says, what is this then? He says, Guru says, you are the witness already. The jaws which are dropped now, he closes his mouth now. He says, he's listening keenly. Teacher is continuing, just that you have forgotten, that's all. Oh, really? The student asks. Teacher says, pay attention. How? Keep observing your thoughts, your emotions, your body movements, your feelings, your perceptions. Watch all these as if it were happening to somebody else next to you. As simple as that. Slowly by doing this, the false identification will drop naturally. Oh Guru, tell me what is the benefit of witnessing? Now he has understood how to witness. But he wants the benefit, to know the benefit. The teacher says, the moment you become the witness, you break the spell of identification. You break the karmic chain. Very alluring. There can't be a better offer than this. Then the Guru continues, you see things as they are, transient and superficial. Everything appears superficial. See how everybody is acting. There is no truth in what they are doing. It brings a sense of detachment naturally. It brings clarity and peace in your life. Oh my God, now the student is happy. He says, all this is going to happen just by me becoming a witness. To what? To my own self. I don't have to leave myself and go. It's just a change in the perception of my way of living or way of life. And then the teacher says, you are no longer drowned in the ups and downs of any experience in your life. Wow. This is what I wanted. Okay. Student now. Is this awareness or what you call as consciousness, this Chaitanya Shakti beyond the witness? The Guru says, yes. The witness is still a form of consciousness, which is dualistic in nature, dependent on the mind, and called as reflected consciousness. It is consciousness, but it is reflected consciousness. Now stage 2. Understanding the transition. Is this transition that the student is understanding and preparing to go from the Sakshi Bhava to the Shuddha Chaitanya. That is the awareness. Okay, now Oh Gurudev, Guruji, I have understood how to be a witness. Now tell me. But awareness is beyond both the witness and the witnessed, you are saying? Yes, awareness is pure, timeless, and spaceless. Desha Kala Vastu, beyond all this. This is what you are. Now the student is getting new indications. Oh, this is my true self. Now I have to understand what is my true self. He asks, what is the difference between consciousness and awareness? The teacher says consciousness is always conscious of something. It is partial and subject to change. But awareness is total, changeless, silent, and ever still. Awareness is not an experience. So understand, every experience you are having, you are in the Jiva Bhava. If you see the experience happening, you are in the state of witness. But if you understand that awareness is the background on which all experiences appear and disappear, just like a movie screen, then you have progressed. Then the stage 3. What happens when the witness disappears? Now I want to cross the witness state. So before reaching awareness, you have consciousness. Then there is only awareness, pure and silent. When you are conscious, you are still in duality. You are aware. You are conscious of something. But now what you have to be? You have to move away from the experience. Then there is only awareness which is pure and silent. Beyond silence is that pure awareness. Here the sense of separation ends. No one remains to say, I am aware. The entire state of Triputi is dissolved. There is just awareness. This is the self. This is that ultimate reality. Can this awareness be described, O Gurudev? No. It can only be known only by becoming it. It has no attributes. You cannot see it, but without it, nothing can be seen or experienced. It is closer than the mind, closer than the aham bhava which you are carrying. This is your true nature. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Maunavakya prakatitam parabrahma tattvam yuvanam beyond that silence is this pure awareness. Stay still and stay put. Experience that awareness for a few minutes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together we offer today's Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Almighty. Naham Karta Hari Karta Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Idam Namama Om Tat Sat. We offer our humble salutations to the Guru Parampara. We seek your grace, mercy and blessings. Good evening, everybody, once again. So, make up your mind before we delve into these practices. Have that, kindle that eagerness in you that I want to achieve this. So once your mind is prepared, then rest of the things will happen in the most profound manner. Pray to Lord Krishna to bless us and to Bhagavan Shankaracharya. A very important phase in our journey, the culmination state. May we all be blessed with this divine knowledge to a state of self-experience and bliss in life. Om Tat Sat.
द्वन्द्वादिसाक्षिरूपोऽहम् अचलोऽहं सनातनः सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत् सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मा आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिः